My father could buy you, this building, and everyone in it before lunch. Those words hang in the air of Providence Municipal Court like poison gas. Every head turns. Every mouth drops open. Judge Frank Caprio's pen stops moving across his notepad. The silence that follows is the kind you feel in your chest. 23-year-old Bryce Kellerman stands at the defendant's table. He's wearing a cream-colored Loro Piana cashmere sweater that costs $8,000. His jeans are Saint Laurent, black, slim, with designer rips that someone paid to put there. On his wrist sits a Richard Mille watch worth more than a house. His sneakers are limited edition off-white Jordans. Only 200 pairs exist in the world. His hair is styled with product that costs $90 an ounce. Everything about him screams money. Old money. Endless money. The kind of money that makes people think rules don't apply. But Judge Caprio has seen this before. Not exactly this, but close enough. If you believe that justice should be the same for everyone, no matter how much money they have, you need to see what happens in the next 30 minutes. Because what starts as a simple traffic case becomes something nobody in this courtroom will ever forget. Let me take you back to how we got here. Case number 2025, TR 91847. The bailiff calls it out at 2:15 p.m. on a cold Tuesday afternoon. The courtroom is packed. It usually is. People come to watch Judge Caprio because he's fair. He's kind. He listens. He treats people like human beings, not case numbers. In the gallery sits a woman named Rosa Martinez. She's 47 years old. She works as a home health aide. That means she takes care of elderly people who can't take care of themselves. She helps them eat. She helps them bathe. She makes sure they take their medicine. It's hard work. It's important work. But it doesn't pay much. Rosa makes $14 an hour. She works 50 hours a week. That's $700 a week before taxes. After taxes, she takes home about $540. Rosa has 3 children. 2 are in high school. 1 is in middle school. Her husband died 4 years ago. Heart attack. He was only 45. No life insurance. She's been doing it alone ever since. Every dollar matters. Every single dollar. Rosa is in court today because of a parking ticket. She parked in a spot she thought was legal. It wasn't. The ticket is $75. To most people, that's annoying. To Rosa, it's a disaster. $75 is groceries for a week. It's the gas she needs to get to work. It's the copay for her daughter's asthma medicine. She sits in the 3rd row. Her hands are folded in her lap. She's wearing her work scrubs because she came straight from her morning shift. She has to go back for the evening shift at 4 o'clock. She's nervous. Her leg bounces up and down. She's never been in court before. She's scared. Judge Caprio looks at the case file. He looks at Rosa. He smiles. It's a warm smile. A grandfather's smile. Ms. Martinez, good afternoon. How are you today? Rosa stands up. Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm okay. Thank you for asking. Please come forward, Judge Caprio says. His voice is gentle. He can see she's nervous. Rosa walks to the front. She's a small woman, maybe 5 feet 2 inches tall. Her scrubs are light blue. They're worn in spots from too many washings. Her shoes are white sneakers that used to be bright, but now are dull gray. She stands at the defendant's table and clutches her purse. Ms. Martinez, I see you're here about a parking violation. Can you tell me what happened? Rosa takes a breath. Your Honor, I parked on Maple Street. I was visiting a client, an elderly man who needs help getting dressed and eating breakfast. There were no signs. At least, I didn't see any signs. When I came back out, there was a ticket on my car. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to park illegally. I was just trying to get to work. Judge Caprio nods. He looks at the officer's report. Officer Santos, can you explain the situation? Officer Santos stands. He's a traffic officer. Been on the job for 12 years. Your Honor, that section of Maple Street is posted as no parking from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. It's for street cleaning. The defendant parked there at 7:30 a.m. The signs are posted, but they're easy to miss if you're not familiar with the area. Judge Caprio looks at photos. The sign is there, but it's small. It's on a pole with 3 other signs. Easy to miss if you're rushing, if you're stressed, if you're thinking about an elderly man who needs help. Ms. Martinez, do you have a record of any other violations? No, Your Honor. This is my first time. I've never even had a speeding ticket. Judge Caprio makes a note. He's about to speak when the courtroom doors open. Bryce Kellerman walks in. He doesn't walk. He struts. He owns the room before he's taken 3 steps. His phone is out. He's typing. Texting someone. He doesn't look up. He doesn't acknowledge the judge. He doesn't acknowledge anyone. The bailiff calls out, Case 2025 TR 91982, State versus Bryce Kellerman. Judge Caprio looks up. Mr. Kellerman, please put your phone away and approach the bench. Bryce keeps typing. He's smiling at something on his screen. Yeah, just one SEC, he says. His voice is casual. Too casual. Like he's talking to a waiter, not a judge. People in the gallery shift in their seats. Rosa looks over at him. Her eyes widen. She recognizes him. Not personally, but she knows the type. She's cleaned houses for families like his. Families where the kids have never heard the word no. 10 seconds pass. Bryce is still on his phone. Judge Caprio sets down his pen. Mr. Kellerman, I need you to put your phone away right now. Dude, I'm literally wrapping up a $20,000 trade. Hold on. Bryce's thumb flies across the screen. He laughs at something. Types more. The courtroom is silent. You can hear the air conditioning humming. You can hear someone's stomach growl in the back row. You can hear Judge Caprio take a slow, deep breath. Mr. Kellerman, this is a court of law. You will put your phone away immediately, or you will be held in contempt. Bryce finally looks up. He slides his phone into his pocket. Fine. Sorry. Crypto market doesn't sleep, you know. He says it like it's a joke everyone should laugh at. Nobody laughs. He walks to the defendant's table. He stands next to Rosa. She moves slightly to the side. He smells like expensive cologne. Tom Ford. The bottle costs $350. Judge Caprio looks at Bryce's file. His expression changes. Just slightly. His jaw tightens. Mr. Kellerman, you're here today for multiple violations. Reckless driving, excessive speed, failure to obey a traffic signal, and leaving the scene of an accident. Is that correct? Bryce shrugs. I guess. If that's what the paper says. Do you have legal representation? Yeah, my lawyer's coming. He's running late. Some other case. We'll proceed without him for now. He can join when he arrives. Do you understand the charges against you? Sure. I was driving. Somebody says I was going too fast. Whatever. Judge Caprio puts on his reading glasses. He reads from the report. According to this, you were driving 93 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone in a residential neighborhood near Washington Elementary School at 3:15 p.m., which is exactly when school lets out. Bryce waves his hand. It was like 3:20. School was already out. That makes it better. I'm just saying, the kids were already gone. Nobody got hurt. Judge Caprio looks at him. Really looks at him. Nobody got hurt. Is that your defense? I mean, yeah. If there's no victim, what's the crime? A woman in the gallery gasps. Rosa's hands grip her purse tighter. This isn't real. This can't be real. How can someone talk like this? Judge Caprio continues reading. It says here that you ran a red light at the intersection of Maple and 3rd. You struck another vehicle. A 2008 Honda Civic driven by Ms. Martinez. He gestures to Rosa. And then you left the scene. Rosa's heart is pounding. She didn't know he'd be here today. She thought they were separate cases. The parking ticket. The accident. She didn't connect them. But now it's all coming together. This is the person who hit her car. This is the person who drove away. This is the person who left her standing in the street, shaking, wondering what just happened. Bryce looks at Rosa for the first time. He looks her up and down. His eyes linger on her worn scrubs. Her old shoes. He smirks. Oh, that was you. Rosa doesn't answer. She can't. Her throat is tight. Mr. Kellerman, did you leave the scene of the accident? I mean, I had somewhere to be. It was just a little bump. Her car was fine. Officer Santos speaks up. Your Honor, I was the responding officer. Ms. Martinez's vehicle sustained significant damage. The entire rear quarter panel was crushed. The taillight was shattered. There was frame damage. The vehicle is currently undrivable and in a repair shop. The estimate is $4,300. Rosa's eyes fill with tears. $4,000. She doesn't have $4,000. Her insurance has a $2,000 deductible. She can't afford that either. She's been taking the bus to work for 3 weeks. The bus takes twice as long. She has to wake up at 4:30 a.m. instead of 5:30 a.m. She's exhausted. She's barely holding it together. Bryce rolls his eyes. Okay, so my insurance will cover it. What's the big deal? Did you stop to exchange insurance information? Judge Caprio asks. No, but she has my license plate. It's all on camera, or whatever. It works itself out. It works itself out, Judge Caprio repeats slowly. He writes something down. And the reckless driving? The excessive speed? I was test driving my new car. McLaren 720S. Just got last week. 710 horsepower. 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. You gotta open up, See what it can do. In a school zone. I told you school was out. At 3:15 p.m. 3:20. Judge Caprio removes his glasses. He sets them on the desk. Mr. Kellerman, do you understand how serious these charges are? Not really. It's traffic stuff. I'll pay the fine. We're good. You think paying a fine makes this okay? That's how it works, right? I break a rule. I pay money. Done. Judge Caprio leans forward. Let me make sure I understand. You drove 93 miles per hour through a neighborhood where children walk home from school. You ran a red light. You hit another person's car. You caused $4,000 in damage. And you left. You didn't stop. You didn't check if anyone was hurt. You didn't exchange information. You just drove away in your $700,000 car. $750,000, Bryce corrects. With the options I got. Someone in the gallery laughs. It's not a happy laugh. It's a shocked laugh. The kind that comes out when you can't believe what you're hearing. Rosa is crying now. Quietly. Tears run down her cheeks. She wipes them with the back of her hand. She's trying to hold it together. But this is too much. She's been struggling for 3 weeks. Missing hours at work because the bus makes her late. Spending money she doesn't have on Uber when she absolutely can't be late. Worrying about how she'll fix her car. Worrying about how she'll pay her bills. And he's making jokes. He's correcting the price of his car. Judge Caprio sees her crying. Ms. Martinez, are you okay? She nods. She can't speak. If she speaks, she'll sob. Your Honor, Bryce says, can we speed this up? I have a reservation at Ocean Prime at 4. It took me weeks to get this table. The courtroom erupts. Not loudly, but you can feel it. People shifting. Whispering. Someone says, is he serious? Someone else says, unbelievable. Judge Caprio raises his hand. The room goes quiet. Mr. Kellerman, you will wait as long as it takes. This is not a restaurant. This is a court of law. You are facing serious charges. You will give this proceeding your full attention and respect. Bryce sighs. A long, dramatic sigh. Fine. Whatever. Let's do this. Judge Caprio turns to Rosa. Ms. Martinez, I'm going to dismiss your parking ticket. You have a clean record. You're working hard. You didn't intentionally violate the law. Consider it dismissed. Rosa's hands fly to her mouth. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you so much. You can go. I'm sorry for what you've been through. Rosa nods. She starts to leave, but Judge Caprio stops her. Actually, Ms. Martinez, please stay. I may need your testimony regarding the accident. She sits back down. Her heart is still racing, but there's a small hope now. Maybe something good will come from this. Maybe this person will finally have to answer for what he did. Judge Caprio turns his attention fully to Bryce. Let's look at the evidence. Officer Santos, can you walk us through what happened? Officer Santos steps forward. Yes, Your Honor. On October 14th at approximately 3:15 p.m., I received a call about a hit-and-run accident at Maple and 3rd. When I arrived, Ms. Martinez was standing next to her vehicle. She was shaken but uninjured. Her car was severely damaged. She said a white McLaren ran the red light going at a very high speed, struck her rear quarter panel, and continued driving without stopping. Did you pursue? I put out a bolo. Be on the lookout. The vehicle was located 30 minutes later parked outside the defendant's residence. I spoke with Mr. Kellerman. He admitted he was driving. He said he didn't realize he hit anyone. Bryce interrupts. I felt a bump. I thought I hit a pothole or something. Officer Santos continues. Your Honor, the impact was significant enough to deploy Ms. Martinez's airbags. There's no way the defendant didn't know he hit another vehicle. Judge Caprio looks at Bryce. You thought you hit a pothole? Yeah. The car's new. I don't know how it handles yet. The car that costs $750,000. Right. Has state-of-the-art sensors and cameras. I guess. And you thought you hit a pothole. Your Honor, my McLaren has a really stiff suspension. You feel every bump in the road. Judge Caprio writes something down. Officer Santos, is there any other evidence? Yes, Your Honor. We have traffic camera footage from the intersection. It shows the entire incident. We also have Ring doorbell footage from 3 houses on that street showing the defendant's vehicle traveling at an extremely high rate of speed. I'd like to see that footage. The clerk sets up a laptop. The screen is projected onto the wall. Everyone in the courtroom can see it. The timestamp shows October 14th, 3:14 and 47 seconds p.m. The view is from above the intersection. You can see Maple Street running left to right. You can see 3rd Street running top to bottom. A white McLaren appears at the top of the screen. It's moving fast. Incredibly fast. The car is just a blur. The light is red. Bright red. There's no question. The McLaren doesn't slow down. It doesn't even hesitate. It blows through the red light. At the same moment, Rosa's Honda Civic enters the intersection from the left. She has a green light. She's moving at normal speed. Maybe 20 miles per hour. The McLaren clips the rear of the Honda. The Honda spins. It rotates a full 180 degrees. The airbags deploy. You can see white clouds burst inside the car. The Honda comes to a stop facing the wrong direction. The McLaren doesn't stop. It doesn't even slow down. It keeps going. Within 3 seconds, it's gone. Off the screen. Disappeared. The timestamp continues. You can see Rosa's door open. She gets out. She's stumbling. Disoriented. She looks around. She's trying to understand what just happened. She pulls out her phone. She's shaking so badly, she almost drops it. The video ends. The courtroom is silent. Completely silent. Judge Caprio turns to Bryce. You thought you hit a pothole. Bryce shifts his weight. For the first time, he looks uncomfortable. I mean, I didn't see that video before. You didn't need to see the video. You were there. You were driving. It happened really fast. It happened fast because you were driving 93 miles per hour. I don't think I was going that fast. We have you on radar. Officer Santos clocked you on Maple Street at 93 miles per hour, 2 blocks before the intersection. Radar guns aren't always accurate. Judge Caprio's patience is wearing thin. You can see it in his eyes, in the set of his jaw. Mr. Kellerman, are you seriously going to sit here and deny what we all just watched? I'm not denying I was there. I'm saying it wasn't as bad as it looks. It wasn't as bad as it looks. Right. Judge Caprio turns to Rosa. Ms. Martinez, can you describe what happened from your perspective? Rosa stands. Her voice is shaky. I was driving home from my morning shift. I was at the intersection. I had a green light. I looked both ways like I always do. I started to go through. Then I heard this sound, like an explosion. Everything went white. The airbags. I couldn't see. I couldn't breathe. The car was spinning. I thought I was going to die. When it stopped, I didn't know where I was. I got out. My hands were bleeding from the airbag. My chest hurt. I couldn't understand what happened. Then I saw the back of my car. It was destroyed. I looked around for the other car. It was gone. Just gone. Bryce is looking at his fingernails. He's not even pretending to pay attention. Rosa continues. I called 911. I waited for the police. I was so scared. I kept thinking, what if that person comes back? What if they're angry? What if they try to blame me? I've heard stories about people who cause accidents and then attack the other driver. I was alone. I was terrified. Judge Caprio nods. Thank you, Ms. Martinez. I know this is difficult. Rosa sits down. She's exhausted. Reliving it takes everything out of her. Judge Caprio turns back to Bryce. Do you have anything to say to Ms. Martinez? Bryce glances at her. He shrugs. I mean, sorry your car got damaged. That sucks. That sucks. Those are the words he chooses. That sucks. Rosa closes her eyes. She's trying not to break down completely. Judge Caprio writes furiously. Officer Santos, was there any attempt to interfere with this investigation? Officer Santos pauses. He looks uncomfortable. Your Honor, I received several phone calls during my investigation. What kind of phone calls? Calls from influential people, asking me to reconsider the charges. The courtroom reacts. Whispers spread like wildfire. Judge Caprio holds up his hand. Who called you? I'd rather not say, Your Honor. Officer Santos, you're under oath. Officer Santos takes a breath. I received a call from Councilman Hartley, and one from Mr. Kellerman's father, and one from an attorney named David Brennan. What did they say? They suggested that perhaps the charges were excessive, that Mr. Kellerman is a young man who made a mistake, that it would be unfortunate if this affected his future. Mr. Brennan implied that the department might face legal action if we pursued this. Judge Caprio's face darkens. They tried to intimidate you. I wouldn't say intimidate, Your Honor, but they definitely wanted me to know that Mr. Kellerman has powerful connections. Bryce perks up. My dad knows a lot of people. He's just looking out for me. Judge Caprio stares at him. Your father tried to interfere with a police investigation. He was just making some calls. That's not illegal. It's called obstruction of justice. Come on. Nobody obstructed anything. The cop still wrote the ticket, didn't he? Judge Caprio turns to his clerk. Make a note. I want a full list of everyone who contacted Officer Santos or anyone else involved in this case. I want dates, times, and transcripts of any voicemails. The clerk nods. She starts typing. Bryce's lawyer finally arrives. His name is Gregory Walsh. Expensive suit. Silver hair. He looks like he costs $500 an hour. Because he does. Your Honor, I apologize for my tardiness. May I have a moment with my client? Make it quick. Walsh leans over to Bryce. They whisper. Walsh looks increasingly frustrated. He keeps shaking his head. Bryce keeps shrugging. After 2 minutes, Walsh straightens up. Your Honor, my client would like to plead no contest to the charges and pay whatever fine the court deems appropriate. No contest. That's correct. So your client isn't denying what happened, but he's not admitting fault either. That's the nature of a no contest plea, Your Honor. Judge Caprio looks at Bryce. Is that your position? You're not going to admit what you did. Bryce crosses his arms. I'm not admitting anything. I'll pay the fine. Can we be done? You think this is about money? Everything's about money. The courtroom reacts again. Someone in the back row says, wow. Another person shakes their head in disgust. Judge Caprio leans back in his chair. Mr. Kellerman, let me tell you something. I've been a judge for over 30 years. I've seen thousands of cases. Thousands of people. Rich people. Poor people. Young people. Old people. And I can say with absolute certainty that you are one of the most entitled, arrogant individuals I have ever encountered in this courtroom. Bryce smirks. He actually smirks. Thank you. That wasn't a compliment. I know, but I don't really care what you think about me. Just tell me what I owe. Judge Caprio's eyes narrow. You don't care what I think. No offense, but no. I don't. Why is that? Because I'm going to walk out of here, get in my car, and go live my life. And you're going to stay here and deal with people who actually need to worry about traffic tickets. Judge Caprio sets down his pen. He folds his hands on his desk. You think you're going to walk out of here? I mean, yeah, that's how this works. I pay. I leave. And if I decide it doesn't work that way. Bryce laughs. It's a short, sharp laugh. Then my dad's lawyers will appeal. And this whole thing will get thrown out. And you'll have wasted everyone's time. Gregory Walsh puts his hand on Bryce's arm. Bryce, stop talking. Bryce shakes him off. Why? It's true. Everyone knows it's true. Judge Caprio stands up. He's not a tall man. Maybe 5 feet 8 inches. But when he stands, he seems taller. He seems to fill the room. Mr. Kellerman, you just made a serious mistake. What mistake? Telling the truth. Disrespecting this court. Bryce rolls his eyes. He actually rolls his eyes at a judge. Oh, come on. What are you going to do? Give me extra community service? I'll pay someone to do it for me. The courtroom explodes. People are standing up. Someone shouts, you can't do that. Another person yells, who do you think you are? The bailiff steps forward. Order. Everyone sit down. It takes a full minute for the room to calm down. Judge Caprio remains standing. He's staring at Bryce. Just staring. The silence stretches out. 10 seconds. 20 seconds. 30 seconds. Finally, Bryce breaks. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Judge Caprio speaks slowly. Carefully. Each word is deliberate. Bryce Kellerman, you stand before this court charged with reckless driving, excessive speed, running a red light, and leaving the scene of an accident. You have shown no remorse, no accountability, no respect for the law or for the person you hurt. You believe that your money makes you special, that your father's connections put you above the rules that everyone else has to follow. You are wrong. Bryce opens his mouth to respond. Judge Caprio holds up his hand. I'm not finished. You came into my courtroom and treated it like an inconvenience. You mocked the process. You dismissed the harm you caused. You threatened me with legal action. And you admitted in front of everyone here that you planned to circumvent your punishment by paying someone else to do your community service. That is contempt of court. That is a separate crime that you just confessed to. Bryce's smirk is fading. I was joking. Were you? Yeah, obviously. It didn't sound like a joke. Gregory Walsh stands up. Your Honor, my client misspoke. He's young. He's nervous. He didn't mean. Sit down, Mr. Walsh. Walsh sits. Judge Caprio continues. I'm going to ask you one question, Mr. Kellerman, and I want you to think very carefully before you answer. Do you believe that you are better than Ms. Martinez? Bryce looks confused. What? It's a simple question. Do you believe that you, Bryce Kellerman, are better than Rosa Martinez? I don't even know her. That's not what I asked. Bryce shifts his weight. He looks at Rosa. She's looking right at him. Her eyes are red from crying. But there's something else there too. Strength. Dignity. She's not going to look away. I mean, we're different, Bryce says. Different how? Different lives. Different circumstances. Say what you mean. What do you want me to say? The truth. Bryce's face flushes. He's getting angry. Fine. You want the truth. Yeah, we're different. I grew up with money. She didn't. I have opportunities. She doesn't. That's not my fault. That's just how it is. So yes, you think you're better. I didn't say that. You said you have opportunities she doesn't. Why? Because my family worked hard. We built wealth. We earned it. And Ms. Martinez doesn't work hard. I don't know. Maybe she does. But my family worked smarter. Rosa's hands are trembling. She's gripping the bench in front of her so hard her knuckles are white. Judge Caprio's voice gets quieter. When a judge's voice gets quieter, that's when you need to worry. Ms. Martinez works 50 hours a week taking care of people who can't take care of themselves. She bathes them. She feeds them. She helps them use the bathroom. She does this for $14 an hour. She has 3 children. She lost her husband 4 years ago. She is both mother and father to those kids. She makes sure they have food. She makes sure they have clothes. She makes sure they do their homework. She does all of this on $700 a week. And you're telling me your family works smarter? Bryce doesn't answer. He's staring at the floor. You were born into wealth, Judge Caprio continues. You didn't earn it. You didn't work for it. You got lucky. You got lucky that you were born into a family with money. That's not an achievement. That's luck. And you stand here and act like that luck makes you superior. Like it gives you the right to drive however you want. To hurt whoever you want. To walk away from your responsibilities. Because what? Because you can afford a $750,000 car. Your Honor, Gregory Walsh tries to interrupt. Not now, Mr. Walsh. Judge Caprio doesn't take his eyes off Bryce. Let me tell you what I see. I see a young man who has never struggled, who has never been told no, who has never faced a real consequence. I see someone who thinks money can fix everything. But money can't fix character. Money can't buy integrity. Money can't purchase respect. Those things have to be earned. And you, Mr. Kellerman, have not earned anything. Bryce's jaw is tight. His face is red. Are you done? No, I'm not. Judge Caprio picks up a piece of paper. Let me read you something. This is from Ms. Martinez's employer. It's a letter describing her character. It says, Rosa Martinez is the most dedicated employee we have ever had. She shows up early. She stays late. She treats our clients with love and respect. She remembers their favorite foods. She knows their family members' names. She makes them feel seen and valued. Several families have requested her specifically because she goes above and beyond her job description. She is the definition of a good person. That's what it says. The definition of a good person. Rosa is crying again. But this time they're different tears. Someone sees her. Someone recognizes her value. Judge Caprio continues. Now, let me read something else. This is from your previous employer. A tech startup where you worked for 6 months. It says, Bryce Kellerman displayed minimal work ethic and a sense of entitlement that created a toxic environment for other employees. He missed deadlines. He argued with supervisors. He treated support staff disrespectfully. We do not recommend him for future employment. That's your recommendation letter. Bryce's head snaps up. How did you get that? That's private. Your lawyer submitted your employment history as part of the background check. Did you not read your own paperwork? Gregory Walsh's face goes pale. He clearly didn't read it either. Or he didn't think the judge would mention it. So here's what we have, Judge Caprio says. On one side, a woman who works hard every day to take care of others, who sacrifices for her children, who treats people with kindness. On the other side, a young man who has been given every advantage in life and has squandered it, who hurts people and walks away, who thinks rules don't apply to him. And you ask me if there's a difference between you two. You're right. There's a difference, but not the one you think. Bryce looks like he might explode. His face is bright red. His fists are clenched. This is ridiculous. You're making this personal. You're supposed to be impartial. I am being impartial. I'm treating you exactly how I would treat anyone else who came into my courtroom with your attitude and your behavior. No, you're not. You're going after me because I have money. Judge Caprio shakes his head. I'm holding you accountable because you broke the law, because you endangered lives, because you hurt someone and didn't care. Your money has nothing to do with it, except that you think your money should protect you. And that's the problem. Bryce throws his hands up. You know what? Fine. Whatever. Do whatever you're going to do. My dad will handle it. Your dad, Judge Caprio repeats. Tell me about your dad. What about him? You keep mentioning him. You think he's going to save you. You think his money and his connections make you untouchable. They do. The words hang in the air. They do. He said it out loud. He admitted it. Judge Caprio nods slowly. Thank you for your honesty. Now, let me be honest with you. Your father is not in this courtroom. His lawyers are not standing at that table. You are. You are the one who broke the law. You are the one who will face the consequences. And no amount of money, no amount of connections, no amount of phone calls is going to change that. Bryce sneers. We'll see about that. Yes, we will. Judge Caprio sits back down. He picks up his pen. I'm going to ask you one more time. Do you have anything to say to Ms. Martinez? Any real apology? Any acknowledgement of what you put her through? Bryce looks at Rosa. She's still staring at him, waiting, hoping that somewhere inside this spoiled, arrogant young man is a shred of decency. Bryce turns back to the judge. She'll get her money. What else does she want? That's his answer. She'll get her money. What else does she want? Rosa's face crumbles. That's it. That's all she is to him. A bill to be paid. Judge Caprio closes the folder. Okay, here's what's going to happen. Everyone in the courtroom leans forward. This is it. This is the moment. Bryce Kellerman, you're found guilty of reckless driving, excessive speed, running a red light, and leaving the scene of an accident. In addition, you are being charged with contempt of court for your behavior here today. Gregory Walsh stands. Your Honor, I'd like to request a recess to discuss sentencing options with my client. Request denied. Sentencing will proceed now. Walsh sits down. He knows there's nothing he can do. Judge Caprio begins. For the traffic violations, you are fined $15,750. Bryce doesn't even blink. That's nothing to him. Pocket change. Your driver's license is suspended for 120 days. Now Bryce reacts. What? You can't do that. I need my license. You should have thought about that before you drove 93 miles per hour through a school zone. How am I supposed to get around? The same way Ms. Martinez has been getting around for the last 3 weeks. The bus. Uber. Walking. Bryce looks horrified. The bus. Like that's the worst thing he can imagine. In addition, Judge Caprio continues, you are sentenced to 240 hours of community service. 240 hours? That's 6 weeks of full-time work. Yes, it is. I don't have that kind of time. You'll make time. Gregory Walsh stands again. Your Honor, that's an excessive amount of community service for... Sit down, Mr. Walsh. Judge Caprio's voice is steel. Your client confessed in open court that he planned to pay someone to do his community service. That tells me he doesn't understand the point of community service. So I'm going to make sure he understands. He turns back to Bryce. Your community service will be performed at Washington Elementary School, the same school you drove past at 93 miles per hour. Bryce's eyes widen. Doing what? You will serve as a crossing guard. Every morning and every afternoon. You will help children safely cross the street. You will wear the vest. You will hold the stop sign. You will smile and greet those children. You will protect them. Because that's what you failed to do when you drove through their neighborhood like it was your personal racetrack. The courtroom erupts in applause. People are clapping. Some are cheering. The bailiff has to call for order again. Bryce is stunned. You want me to be a crossing guard? For 240 hours. That's every school day for the next 3 months. In the morning. I don't wake up that early. School starts at 8 a.m. Crossing guards report at 7:30. You'll be there. This is insane. You will report at 7:30 a.m. and work until 8:15. Then you'll return at 2:45 p.m. and work until 3:30. That's 2 hours per day. Monday through Friday. For 12 weeks. Bryce does the math in his head. His face goes pale. That's going to take forever. Yes, it is. And you will do every single hour yourself. If I hear that you missed even one day, if I hear that you showed up late, if I hear that you were anything less than professional and courteous, I will add another 50 hours. Do you understand? Bryce doesn't answer. He's in shock. Do you understand? Judge Caprio repeats. His voice is louder now. Yes, Bryce mumbles. Yes, what? Yes, Your Honor. I can't hear you. Yes, Your Honor. Bryce almost shouts it. Good. Now, for the contempt of court charge. You disrespected this courtroom. You threatened the integrity of the judicial process. You showed no regard for the law. For that, you are sentenced to 30 days in the county jail. The courtroom gasps. Even Gregory Walsh looks shocked. Your Honor, that's... I'm not finished. The sentence is 30 days. However, 25 days are suspended. You will serve 5 days immediately. Starting right now. Bryce's face goes white. Wait, what? You're sending me to jail? Yes. You can't do that. I can. And I am. Bailiff, take Mr. Kellerman into custody. The bailiff moves toward Bryce. Bryce backs up. This is crazy. You can't put me in jail for a traffic ticket. I'm not putting you in jail for a traffic ticket. I'm putting you in jail for contempt of court. You admitted you planned to pay someone to do your community service. That's a crime. You disrespected this courtroom. That's contempt. You left the scene of an accident. That's a crime. Add them together, and yes, I absolutely can put you in jail. The bailiff reaches Bryce. Sir, I need you to turn around and place your hands behind your back. Bryce looks at his lawyer. Do something. Gregory Walsh spreads his hands helplessly. Bryce, you need to comply. This is bullshit. Bryce is yelling now. My father is going to sue this court. He's going to sue you personally. You have no idea who you're messing with. Judge Caprio stands up again. Are you threatening me? I'm telling you the truth. My father could buy you. He could buy this building. He could buy everyone in this room. There it is. The nuclear quote. The one that will be repeated for years. The one that will be in every news article. Every social media post. Every conversation about this case. My father could buy you. The courtroom is dead silent. You could drop a pin and everyone would hear it hit the floor. Judge Caprio's face is calm. Eerily calm. Your father could buy me. Yeah, he could. So maybe you should think about that before you ruin my life over some stupid traffic ticket. Judge Caprio picks up his gavel. He doesn't bang it yet. He just holds it. Mr. Kellerman, I've changed my mind. Bryce perks up. You're letting me go. No, I'm increasing your jail sentence. Instead of 5 days, you will now serve 15 days. 3 for each original violation, and an additional 5 for threatening a judge. What? No, you can't. Judge Caprio bangs the gavel. The sound echoes through the courtroom like a gunshot. Bailiff, remove the defendant. Now. The bailiff grabs Bryce's arm. Bryce tries to pull away. Get off me. Don't touch me. A second bailiff comes over. Together, they turn Bryce around. They pull his arms behind his back. The handcuffs click into place. The sound is satisfying. Final. Bryce is struggling. This is illegal. I'm going to sue. I'm going to. You have the right to remain silent, the first bailiff says. I suggest you use it. They start walking him toward the side door. The door that leads to the holding cells. Bryce is still yelling. My dad is going to destroy you. All of you. You have no idea what you've done. The door closes behind him. His voice cuts off. He's gone. The courtroom is silent for a moment. Then someone starts clapping. Then another person. Then everyone. The entire gallery is on their feet. They're applauding Judge Caprio. He raises his hand to quiet them. Please, sit down. We're not done. Everyone sits. Judge Caprio turns to Rosa. His face softens. Ms. Martinez, I apologize that you had to witness that. No one should have to sit through what you just sat through. Rosa shakes her head. No, Your Honor. Thank you. Thank you for seeing me. For hearing me. You deserve better than what happened to you. Both on the street that day and in the weeks since. I'm going to make sure Mr. Kellerman's insurance pays for your car repairs immediately. I'm also ordering him to pay for your lost wages. You said you've been taking the bus. That adds time to your commute. You've lost hours at work because of it. He's going to compensate you for that. I'm estimating 40 hours at $14 per hour. That's $560. Does that sound fair? Rosa's eyes fill with tears again. Your Honor, that's more than fair. That's so generous. It's not generous. It's what you're owed. You will have a check within 2 weeks. If you don't, you call this court directly and tell us. We'll make sure you get it. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You're free to go. And Ms. Martinez? Keep being the person you are. The world needs more people like you. Rosa stands. She's crying openly now. She nods at the judge. She can't speak. If she speaks, she'll break down completely. She walks out of the courtroom. People in the gallery reach out and pat her shoulder as she passes. Someone hands her a tissue. After she leaves, Judge Caprio addresses the courtroom. Let this be a lesson to everyone here. Justice is not for sale. Not in my courtroom. Not anywhere. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter who your father is. It doesn't matter how many lawyers you can afford. If you break the law, if you hurt someone, if you show no remorse, you will be held accountable. That's not a threat. That's a promise. The courtroom is silent. Respectful. Everyone understands what just happened. They witnessed something important. Something real. Judge Caprio bangs his gavel. We're adjourned for today. Court will resume tomorrow at 9 a.m. Everyone stands as Judge Caprio exits through the door behind the bench. Once he's gone, the courtroom erupts in conversation. People are talking over each other, sharing their thoughts, their reactions. Did you see his face when the handcuffs went on? I can't believe he said that. My father could buy you. Good for the judge. Someone needed to put that kid in his place. That poor woman. Can you imagine being hit by someone like that and then having to face them in court? The conversations continue as people file out of the courtroom. Someone is already recording a TikTok video. You guys, I just witnessed the craziest courtroom moment of my life. This rich kid told the judge. The story is already spreading. 15 days later, Bryce Kellerman is released from jail. He looks different. His hair is messy. He hasn't shaved. His clothes are the same ones he wore into court, but now they're wrinkled. He's lost weight. Not much. Maybe 5 pounds. But you can see it in his face. His father is waiting outside. Richard Kellerman, 58 years old. Silver hair. Expensive suit. He looks like money. Old money. Serious money. Get in the car, Richard says. His voice is cold. Bryce gets in. They drive in silence for 10 minutes. Finally, Richard speaks. Do you have any idea what you've done? Bryce doesn't answer. The video is everywhere. CNN, Fox News, the New York Times. Rich kid tells judge his father could buy him. That's the headline. That's what people know you as now. Do you understand what that means for our family? For our business? I didn't mean. I don't want to hear it. You embarrassed yourself. You embarrassed me. You embarrassed our family name. They drive in silence for another minute. The company's board met yesterday, Richard continues. They've asked me to step down as CEO. Bryce's head snaps up. What? The negative publicity. The association with your case. It's affecting stock prices. They want me out. Dad, I'm sorry. I didn't think. No, you didn't think. That's the problem. You never think. Richard's hands gripped the steering wheel tighter. I've spent 30 years building that company. 30 years. And you destroyed it in 30 minutes. Bryce stares out the window. What can he say? His father is right. They pull into the driveway of their mansion. It's massive. 10,000 square feet. Indoor pool. Tennis court. Guest house. This is where Bryce grew up. This is the world that made him think he was special. Richard turns off the car. He doesn't get out. You start your community service tomorrow. I know. You're going to do every single hour. You're not going to complain. You're not going to miss a day. You're going to show up on time, be respectful, and do exactly what they tell you. Do you understand? Yes. If I hear one word that you're not taking this seriously, I will personally drive you back to that courthouse and ask the judge to give you the full 30 days. I don't care if you're my son. I don't care if it embarrasses me further. You will learn this lesson, one way or another. Bryce nods. He can't look at his father. Get out. Go to your room. I don't want to see you right now. Bryce gets out of the car. He walks into the house. Up the stairs. Into his bedroom. It looks the same as it did 2 weeks ago. But he feels different. Everything feels different. He sits on his bed. He pulls out his phone. He opens Instagram. His follower count has exploded. He had 12,000 followers before. Now he has 480,000. But the comments are brutal. Entitled Brat. Hope you learned your lesson in jail. Your daddy can't buy you out of this one. Karma is beautiful. He scrolls through them. Hundreds of comments. Thousands. All saying the same things. He's a spoiled rich kid. He's arrogant. He deserves everything that happened. For the first time in his life, Bryce Kellerman feels small. The next morning at 7:15 a.m., Bryce pulls into the parking lot of Washington Elementary School. He's driving a Toyota Camry. A rental. His McLaren is in storage. He can't drive it anyway. No license. He parks and walks to the front entrance. A woman is waiting for him. Her name is Principal Deborah Chun. She's in her 50s. Kind face. But right now, she's not smiling. Mr. Kellerman, I'm Principal Chun. You'll be working with me and our head of security, Officer Matthews. A large man steps forward. Officer Matthews. Former police officer. Now school security. He's 6'4", 250 pounds. He looks like he doesn't take nonsense from anyone. Let's be clear about something, Principal Chun says. We don't want you here. The parents don't want you here. I had to hold a meeting last night to explain why you're being allowed on school property. Some parents threaten to pull their kids out. Do you understand that? Your presence makes people uncomfortable. Bryce swallows hard. I understand. You're here because Judge Caprio ordered it. And I respect Judge Caprio. So we're going to make this work. But you will follow every rule. You will be professional. You will not speak to children unless spoken to first. You will not have your phone out. You will show up on time every single day. If you violate any of these rules, I will call the judge personally. Are we clear? Yes, ma'am. Good. Officer Matthews will show you what to do. Officer Matthews hands Bryce a bright yellow vest. It says School Crossing Guard in big black letters on the back. He also hands him a stop sign. Red octagon on a long pole. You stand at the corner of Maple and 3rd, Officer Matthews says. That's the intersection where you hit that woman's car. Bryce nods. Of course it is. When kids are crossing, you hold up the sign. You step into the street. You make sure cars stop. You don't let kids cross until it's safe. Pretty simple. Think you can handle it? Yes, sir. We'll see. They walk to the corner. It's cold. November morning. The sun is barely up. Bryce's breath makes clouds in the air. He's wearing his Loro Piana sweater under the vest. It doesn't help. He's freezing. At 7:30, the first kids start arriving. They're walking. Some are on bikes. Some are with parents. They all stare at Bryce. They recognize him. Of course they do. The video is everywhere. Their parents have talked about him. A little girl walks up. She's maybe 7 years old. She has pigtails and a pink backpack. Are you the bad man from the video? Bryce doesn't know what to say. Officer Matthews is watching him. Testing him. I made some bad choices, Bryce says quietly. My mom says you could have hurt somebody. Your mom is right. I could have. I'm very sorry. The little girl nods. Okay. Can I cross now? Bryce looks both ways. No cars. He holds up his stop sign anyway. Yes. Go ahead. She crosses. She waves at him from the other side. He waves back. More kids come. Some ignore him. Some stare. One boy, maybe 10 years old, says, "My dad says your dad can't buy you out of this." Bryce winces. But he nods. Your dad is right. The morning passes slowly. His feet hurt. His hands are numb from holding the sign. Cars pass and honk. Some are supportive honks. Most aren't. People yell things out their windows. Spoiled brat. Enjoy your jail time. How's the view from down here? Bryce takes it. What else can he do? At 8:15, the last kids are inside. Officer Matthews walks over. You did okay. See you this afternoon at 2:45. Don't be late. I won't. Bryce gets in his car. He's exhausted, and it's only been 45 minutes. He has 239 and a quarter hours left to go. The weeks pass. Every morning, every afternoon, Bryce shows up. He holds the sign. He helps kids cross. At first, he hates it. Every second of it. But slowly something changes. He starts to recognize the kids. The little girl with pigtails. Her name is Emma. She waves at him every day now. The 10-year-old boy who made the comment about his dad. His name is Marcus. He stops being hostile. He starts saying thank you when he crosses. Bryce notices things he never noticed before. He sees a kid walking alone. Every day. No parent. No friends. Just alone. The kid's shoes have holes. His jacket is too small. Bryce wants to do something. But what? He's the crossing guard. That's all. One day it's raining. Pouring. Bryce is soaked. His vest is heavy with water. A car comes speeding down Maple Street. Too fast. Way too fast. Bryce steps into the street. He holds up his sign. The car doesn't slow down. There's a group of kids waiting to cross. 5 of them, huddled under umbrellas. The car is still coming. Still speeding. Bryce realizes the driver isn't paying attention. He's looking at his phone. Without thinking, Bryce runs into the street. He waves his arms. Stop. Stop. The driver looks up. Sees Bryce. Slams on the brakes. The car skids. It stops 3 feet from Bryce. The driver rolls down his window. What the hell is wrong with you? Bryce points at the kids. School zone. 20 miles per hour. You were going at least 50. The driver looks at the kids. His face goes pale. He was so close to hitting them. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I know. Be careful. The driver nods. He drives away slowly. Very slowly. The kids cross. Emma looks up at Bryce. That was scary. Yeah, it was. But you're safe now. Officer Matthews saw the whole thing. He walks over. That was good work. Bryce shrugs. I just reacted. That's what we do. We protect people. Even when it's hard. Even when it's inconvenient. He pauses. You're starting to get it. Bryce doesn't know what to say. So he just nods. 8 weeks into his community service, Bryce has to return to court. It's a review hearing. Judge Caprio wants to see how he's doing. Bryce walks into the courtroom. It's the same room where everything happened. But he feels different now. Less arrogant. Less sure of himself. More aware of how small he is. Judge Caprio enters. Everyone stands. Everyone sits. Mr. Kellerman. Good to see you. How have you been? Okay, Your Honor. Thank you. I've received reports from Principal Chun and Officer Matthews. They say you've been on time every day. You've been professional. You've followed all the rules. Is that accurate? Yes, Your Honor. Tell me what you've learned. Bryce takes a breath. He's been thinking about this question for days. I've learned that I was wrong. About everything. I thought money made me special. I thought I was better than other people. I was wrong. Go on. I work with these kids every day. I see them. Really see them. Some of them have it hard. Really hard. But they show up. They work hard. They're kind to each other. They don't complain. They just do their best. His voice cracks a little. I've never done that. I've never done my best. I've coasted my whole life because I could. Because my dad's money let me. Judge Caprio nods. What else? I almost killed someone. The words come out in a rush. That day, When I was driving, I saw the video. Really watched it. I could have killed Ms. Martinez. I could have killed a kid walking home from school. I could have destroyed families. And I didn't care. I just drove away. I didn't even care. He wipes his eyes. He's crying now. In front of everyone. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't take it back. I can't fix it. But I'm sorry. Judge Caprio is quiet for a moment. Do you mean that? Yes, Your Honor. I mean it. Good. Because sorry isn't worth anything unless it comes with change. Have you changed? I'm trying to. Every day. Judge Caprio looks at his notes. Principal Chun says you donated $5,000 to the school's free lunch program. Is that true? Bryce nods. I saw kids who couldn't afford lunch. I wanted to help. That's generous. It's not generous. It's the least I could do. Judge Caprio smiles. It's a small smile. But it's real. You're starting to understand. Keep going. You have 4 more weeks of community service. Finish strong. I will, Your Honor. You're dismissed. Bryce stands to leave. Then he stops. Your Honor, is Ms. Martinez here? No. Why? I wrote her a letter. I was hoping to give it to her. Judge Caprio extends his hand. I can make sure she gets it. Bryce hands over an envelope. It's handwritten. His handwriting. Not typed. Not written by a lawyer. His own words. Thank you, Your Honor. Bryce leaves. The courtroom is quiet. Judge Caprio opens the letter. He reads it. His expression softens. Rosa Martinez receives the letter 2 days later. She's at home. Her kids are at school. She sits at her kitchen table. She opens the envelope. She reads, Dear Ms. Martinez, I don't know if you'll read this. I wouldn't blame you if you threw it away. But I need to say this, even if you never see it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for what I did to you. I was driving too fast. I wasn't paying attention. I hit your car. And I drove away. I left you there. Scared. Hurt. Alone. That was unforgivable. I've spent the last 2 months thinking about that day. About you. About how my choices affected your life. I know you lost your car. I know you had to take the bus. I know you lost work hours. I know you have 3 kids depending on you. I know you work so hard. And I made your life harder. Because I was selfish. Because I thought I was special. Because I didn't think about anyone but myself. I can't take it back. I wish I could. But I can't. All I can do is tell you that I'm sorry. And that I'm trying to be better. I'm working as a crossing guard at Washington Elementary. Every day, I help kids cross the street safely. Every day, I think about what could have happened if I had hit one of them. Or if I had hit you harder. I think about the families I could have destroyed. It keeps me up at night. It should. I deserve to lose sleep over it. I know an apology doesn't fix anything. It doesn't repair your car. It doesn't give you back the time you lost. It doesn't erase the fear you felt. But it's all I have to give you. That and a promise that I will never, ever drive like that again. I will never put someone else's life at risk because I'm in a hurry or because I think I'm special. You deserved so much better than what I gave you. You deserved an apology that day. You deserve compensation. You deserved respect. I failed you on all counts. I hope someday you can forgive me. But I understand if you can't. I don't know if I'd forgive me either. I'm truly sorry. Bryce Kellerman. Rosa reads the letter twice. Then a third time. She sets it down on the table. She's not sure how to feel. Is she still angry? Yes. Does this letter change what happened? No. But does it matter that he wrote it? That he seems to mean it? Maybe. Maybe it does. She folds the letter and puts it back in the envelope. She doesn't throw it away. She keeps it, not because she forgives him, but because maybe, just maybe, he's learning. And that's something. For weeks later, Bryce completes his community service. His last day at Washington Elementary. The kids have made him a banner. It says, Thank you, Mr. Bryce, in crayon and markers. It's decorated with drawings of stop signs and stick figures. Emma runs up to him. We're going to miss you. Bryce kneels down. He's not supposed to get too familiar with the kids. But this is his last day. I'm going to miss you too, Emma. Will you come visit? I don't know if I'm allowed, but I'll try. Principal Chun walks over. Mr. Kellerman, a word? Bryce stands. He follows her to her office. Officer Matthews is there too. You finished your hours, Principal Chun says. Congratulations. Thank you. And thank you for letting me serve here. I know it wasn't easy. It wasn't. But I'll admit you surprised me. You worked hard. You were reliable. The kids liked you. That's not what I expected. I didn't expect it either. Officer Matthews speaks up. You did good, kid. You started out as a punishment. But you ended as someone the kids looked up to. That means something. Bryce feels a lump in his throat. Thank you. That means a lot. Principal Chun hands him a folder. This is your completion certificate. It's signed by me and Officer Matthews. You'll need to file it with the court. I will. And Mr. Kellerman? Don't waste this. You've been given a second chance. Not everyone gets that. Make it count. I will. I promise. He shakes their hands. He walks out of the school for the last time. As he reaches his car, he looks back. Kids are playing on the playground. Running. Laughing. Living their lives. Lives that could have been cut short if he had hit one of them that day. He gets in his car. He sits for a moment. Then he drives away. Slowly. Carefully. Following every rule. 6 months later, Bryce Kellerman is a different person. He got a job. A real job. Not at his father's company. He works at a non-profit that helps low-income families with transportation. He helps people get used cars. Helps them with insurance. Helps them with repairs. It doesn't pay much, but it feels good. He sold the McLaren. He donated the money. Half went to Washington Elementary. Half went to a scholarship fund for Rosa Martinez's children. He still thinks about that day in court. About Judge Caprio. About Rosa. About how close he came to ruining lives. Including his own. He's applied to get his license back. His suspension is over. He had to take classes. Pass tests. Prove he's learned his lesson. He passed everything. But he doesn't drive like he used to. He follows the speed limit. He stops at red lights. He pays attention. Because he knows now that driving isn't about him. It's about everyone on the road. Everyone walking. Everyone living their lives. Everyone who deserves to make it home safely. His father still doesn't talk to him much. Their relationship is damaged. Maybe forever. But Bryce understands. He destroyed something his father spent a lifetime building. Actions have consequences. He's finally learning that. On a random Tuesday, Bryce gets a message on LinkedIn. It's from Principal Chun. We're looking for someone to run our after-school traffic safety program. Teaching kids about safe walking, safe biking, safe driving when they're older. I thought of you. Interested? Bryce stares at the message. 6 months ago, he would have ignored it. Or laughed at it. Teaching kids about traffic safety? Him? But now it makes sense. Who better to teach kids about the dangers of reckless driving than someone who learned the hard way? He types back, I'm very interested. When can we talk? He hits send. And for the first time in a long time, he smiles. A real smile. Not the arrogant smirk from before, but a genuine smile. Because he's found something. Purpose. Meaning. A way to turn his mistake into something positive. Money can't buy that. Connections can't buy that. You have to earn it. And Bryce Kellerman is finally earning something in his life. In Providence Municipal Court, Judge Frank Caprio closes another case file. Another day. Another chance to do justice. He thinks about Bryce Kellerman sometimes. Wonders if the lesson stuck. Wonders if he really changed or just went through the motions. Then his clerk hands him a news article. You might want to see this, Judge. The headline reads, Former defendant turns life around, now teaches traffic safety to kids. There's a photo. Bryce Kellerman standing in front of a classroom. He's smiling. The kids are smiling. He's holding up a stop sign. Just like he did every day for 3 months. Judge Caprio reads the article. It quotes Bryce. I was given a second chance. Not everyone gets that. I was lucky that I hurt someone's car and not someone's body. I was lucky that a judge cared enough to teach me a lesson instead of just fining me. I was lucky that kids at Washington Elementary showed me kindness I didn't deserve. Now it's my job to pay that forward. To teach the next generation to be better than I was. Judge Caprio smiles. He clips the article. He files it with Bryce's case. A reminder that justice isn't just about punishment. It's about transformation. It's about giving people the tools to become better. And sometimes, just sometimes, it works. He picks up the next case file. Life goes on. There are more people to see. More justice to do. But for a moment, he allows himself to feel satisfied. He made a difference. He changed a life. Maybe even saved a few. That's why he became a judge. For moments like this. Money can buy many things. It can buy cars that go 200 miles per hour. It can buy lawyers who know every loophole. It can buy phone calls to influential people. It can buy a lot. But money cannot buy back time. It cannot undo harm. It cannot purchase respect. It cannot create character. It cannot build integrity. It cannot manufacture humility. Those things have to be earned. Through hard work. Through sacrifice. Through facing consequences. Through learning from mistakes. In Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom, justice is not for sale. It doesn't matter who your father is. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how many connections you can call. What matters is this: did you do the right thing? Did you take responsibility? Did you show remorse? Did you try to make it right? If the answer is yes, there is mercy. There is understanding. There is compassion. If the answer is no, there are consequences. Real consequences. The kind that teach. The kind that change. The kind that matter. Bryce Kellerman learned that lesson the hard way. He spent 15 days in jail. He spent 3 months as a crossing guard. He lost his license. He lost his reputation. He lost his father's respect. But he gained something more valuable. He gained perspective. He gained empathy. He gained purpose. He gained character. And that's worth more than all the McLarens in the world.